What up, what up, what up? It's Ray V. Let's get it. Call me a lover boy, simp, Libra. It's more than love sick. I got a fever. Feelings overloading. Not to be a diva. Standing 10 toes down. I'm not gonna leave you. Sad boy quote of the day. It's torturous and heartbreaking knowing that you exist. In this world can't have you, our timelines have missed. I would have gone to war for you, where do I enlist? I'm lost, I'm searching for you through all of this mist. Y'all know what time it is, it's time to decipher that thing. Shoot, after the last SQOTD, I was feeling the type of way, man. I listened to it back after the upload and actually watched my face through it all, and I was like, damn. You know, the feels were hidden. So I thought that today's SQOTD is fitting to follow. Let's split that thing up. It's torturous and heartbreaking knowing that you exist. You know, even though that right now, that's just truly how I feel. You know, how it feels right now. You know, yes, I can smile and feel good. And, you know, feel the good times again. Much better than the first few weeks coming back here, like I've been saying, and all that. But damn, it literally feels torturous for real. You know, like I was saying yesterday, my mind is being all crazy, all back and forth, the overthinker and all that. Torturous. You know, obviously heartbreaking. You know, duh. You know, you exist. You are living life without me. Just the thought of that is like, damn, you was my life. You know, no, I wouldn't want you to be feeling the way I'm feeling. I want you to feel happy and be successful on some real talk, you know, be you. But the silence, you know, for me is deafening at times still. Next line, in this world can't have you, our timelines have missed. You know, maybe we get another shot down the line, you know. But it was already pretty lined up. Like I was, you know, all my what if scenarios yesterday, you know, we were pretty lined up. You know, something could have happened, you know, just to be on par with each other and, you know, walking side by side, all that. You know, we've been out of high school for like 11 years. You know, she's about to become a doctor, and I was just there. You know, so in that sense, you know, maybe our timelines have just missed. But you know, I don't know for real. Next line, you know, I would have gone to war for you. Where do I enlist? When I wrote this, war talk was like literally peaking, so it fell hard when I wrote it. It would have been so bad because when I came back here, I was looking into the Army and Navy stuff, but not on some like throw my life on the line, who cares about anything anymore type stuff, but like on some IT and cybersecurity boot camp stuff. So that could have ended up in some type of way. I don't know what way it would have ended up in, but it would have been something. You know, and for all my Greek mythology peeps out there, you know, Helen was the face that launched 1,000 ships. Trojan War. Let's get it. But like the SQOTD yesterday with her, I clearly wasn't always thinking logically all the time. I would have gone to war for real. You know, I always stay hoping some bum will mess with her on the streets and I would throw hands. You know, I fantasized about that. Even in Chicago. My dad and sister pleaded with me before leaving to Chicago to just let things go. You know, if some person on the streets be doing something, don't do anything dumb. You know, they knew what's up. They knew what I was about. Nothing to be proud of either. It's pretty dumb if I did something dumb, especially in the streets of Chicago. Last line, I'm lost. I'm searching for you through all of this mist. You know, I was lost, very lost. Still am a little lost, you know. 15 years. What am I without you? Who even am I? 15 years I became you and you became me. We were a we. So searching for you is searching for me, and searching for me is just searching for you. It's a mess. It's a mess through all of this mist. Alright, the F ain't for feels, it's for fantasies. So let's get into our deepest fantasies, baby. No comment section today, so we're just going to go right into the vid. We are continuing our rookie draft picks in SuperFlex Dynasty Leagues before the NFL draft. Today we're doing 307 to 312. My bad, y'all. I forgot to include those 6 guys in ADPs from last year's rookie draft. in that last video, so I'll lump them in right here. 301 to 306 ADP. Remember, these are 1 QB leagues. There's Dart, Pat Bryant, Isaac Tesla, Woody Marks, Betch, and Io Manor. So I'd say 2 out of 6 here. Dart and Marks for that last video, 301 to 306. And today we got 307 to 312. So we had Jalen Knoll, Thornton, Arroyo, Horton, Giddens, and Fannin. 1 or 2 hits there, depending on what you're saying on Horton, but he was producing before he got hurt. But yes on Fannin, so that's a 1 of 2, or 1 of 6 or 2 of 6, whatever you want to say. So last year the whole third round was a 3 or 4 hits out of 12, and that's actually a pretty good hit rate. Feel like that's a lot better, or it is a lot better than most years. You just gotta remember that these picks won't kill your team if you miss. A lot of misses, always a lot of misses. These third, fourth rounds, maybe even in the second, there's a lot of misses. But these you missing on these types of picks, like they don't hurt. But if you hit on these picks, they give you they help you tremendously, give you a good jump boost against your league for sure. So at 307, we got Jacoby Lane, wide receiver, USC, 49 receptions, 745 yards, 4 touchdowns. Lane is 6'4" with a long frame and high point ability, consistently winning above the rim. His elite size and catch radius, a true X wide receiver frame, translates as a prototypical red zone alpha profile, and he will be a QB-friendly target, especially on broken plays. Being dominant in jump ball situations and hands that just make balls stick, his contested catchability and ball skills will translate to immediate touchdown upside. He will be able to produce even without being able to separate every single play, having 12 touchdowns on 43 catches in 2024 and a 25% touchdown rate at times. NFL teams will design red zone usage for him, and he will have fantasy spike. He will have a fantasy spike weekly often. He's primarily an outside receiver at the X or Z roles and thrives downfield and on isolation routes. His vertical and boundary usage means he will fit offenses that want deep shots or offenses that work the fade and back shoulder game. Lane does have weaknesses though, like how he struggles to consistently create space and relies on contested catches versus getting open. His separation concerns are the number 1 predictor of wide receiver bust, and most NFL QBs prefer separation over 50-50 balls. He lacks sudden acceleration and short area juice. His limited yak and burst means he won't generate easy fantasy points and needs air yards with touchdowns to hit. He only has a 43% contested catch rate, much lower than expected, and has noticeable drop rate concerns. His efficiency red flags means he's not as dominant as his archetype would suggest, and he is at risk of being a highlight player rather than a real volume earner. Being the wide receiver 2 behind Mekhi Lemon, he never fully commanded an elite target share. His target competition and late breakout might mean that he's just not a natural target hog. His ceiling would be a Mike Williams or T. Higgins light role as a touchdown heavy wide receiver 2 on his own team with spike weeks. And a wide receiver 2 in fantasy as well. His floor would be like an Alec Pierce type or like archetype, or just like a deep threat role player. You should target Lane here if you like ceiling swings, already have safe wide receivers, or are chasing upside in the third. You should pivot here if you want predictable weekly starters, prioritize target earners, or are rebuilding and need stable assets. Lane is a high variance boundary receiver with real touchdown upside, but significant bust risk due to separation concern. At 308, we got Seth McGowan, running back, Kentucky, 165 carries, 725 yards, 12 touchdowns. He also had 19 receptions for 126 yards. McGowan is a downhill physical runner who runs through contact. His physicality means he's built for inside zone and gap schemes and can handle dirty carries, the short yardage, and between the tackle carries as well. He is also a linear one-cut runner with a solid feel for cutback lanes. His one-cut decisiveness means he fits NFL systems that value quick reads and north-south running. He is a feisty pass protector with strong effort, even if his technique is inconsistent. His effort in pass protection gives him a chance to stay on the field, and coaches really like running backs who like to block. He is a decent check down option with dependable hands. His functional receiving ability means he should have a role in the passing game, helping his weekly floor. He does have weaknesses though in his breakaway, rate, elusiveness, and yak metrics, all being ranked outside of the top 100 in 2025. His poor explosiveness metrics is a big deal and may translate to limited big play upside, and he'll need volume to matter. He only had 24 runs of 15 plus yards on 378 carries. He's not a home run hitter. He's a grinder, not a playmaker. His fantasy ceiling may be touchdown dependent. He had stronger efficiency in 2024 than major regression in 2025 metrics. His inconsistent production profile signals that he's not consistently winning versus competition. McGowan was dismissed from Oklahoma after a larceny incident. His off-field issues are a red flag that directly hurt his draft capital, his NFL leash, and job security. His ceiling outcomes would be an early down running back 2 in a committee with goal line usage and 10 to 12 touches a game. His floor would be a practice squatter or replacement level back. I would target McGowan here if you're in deep leagues and let him marinate on your taxi. You want running back dart throws, or you're betting on landing spot chaos. I would pivot here if you need an actual contributor weekly or value explosiveness and receiving upside. McGowan is a low upside, volume dependent running back who needs the perfect situation to matter in fantasy. At 309, we got Bryce Lance, wide receiver, North Dakota State. 51 receptions, 1,079 yards, 8 touchdowns. He also had 4 carries and for 92 yards and 1 touchdown last season. Lance has a tall frame with decent length and can project into an outside wide receiver role. His prototypical size gives him a path to the NFL roster spots, as teams always take swings on size. He comes from a strong program with an NFL pipeline and is still relatively unrefined with room to grow. His developmental upside means this is a traits-based bet, not a production bet. His size gives him a theoretical contested catch upside. His potential red zone utility means if he hits, it will likely be with touchdowns and situational usage. He has no strong breakout or target dominance, one of the biggest red flags you can have at wide receiver. He dominated at lower levels, and he didn't really even fully dominate as much as he probably should have. The corners he played against will be like 9-to-5 car salesman type stuff, not anything close to an NFL corner. He's clearly not a separator, a burner, or a dominant contested catch player. His undefined skill set means he lacks a bankable trait. He will probably be a late day 3 pick or an undrafted free agent. His roster capital means he would have a very short leash and needs to win a roster spot immediately to matter in fantasy. His ceiling would be a situational red zone possessional wide receiver 3 or flex. His floor would be a practice squatter or a depth wide receiver. I would take him here if he makes a 53-man roster, gets preseason usage, or earns real snaps. I would pivot from him here if you like other dart throws or want to avoid a deep sleeper narrative and hype. Lance is seen as a non-draftable dynasty wide receiver who should only be monitored for roster making and preseason buzz. But just like I was talking about Ted Hurst the other day, his combine, Lance's combine and production could spell well for a nice bet on production at this range. They were both pretty good in the combine, and they were pretty good, at the lower levels, and that usually is a nice sleeper type pick. I have him at the 309, just like I was saying, Ted Hurst, just so I look pretty smart if he does go to a team and he does look good, and I can go back to this and be like, yeah, I had him at the 309. Yeah, I knew. At 310, I got Drew Allar, QB Penn State. He had 103 for 159 throws, 64% completion percentage. He had 1,100 yards passing, 8 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. He also had 36 rushes for 172 yards and a touchdown. Allar only played 6 games before being sidelined for the season with an ankle surgery. Allar can make every NFL throw with high velocity and effortless deep ball. His elite arm talent gives him real franchise QB upside. He has an ideal frame for durability and pocket presence. His prototypical size and build means NFL teams will want this profile, and it increases his leash and opportunity. He can cut down on mistakes over time and is comfortable operating in structure. His improved decision making shows developmental curve. or development curve, which is critical for QBs. He is accurate in the short and intermediate game when timing is right. His efficiency when in rhythm can run a functional NFL offense early. He tends to avoid risk and checkdowns instead of attacking windows. His conservative play style caps his fantasy ceiling unless it changes. He is not a true dual threat quarterback. He will not have a raised floor with free rushing points. He can struggle when the first read isn't there and his pocket feel is still developing. His processing under pressure could be the difference between being a starter and a bust. He has operated in a structured system, so his scheme dependency means his landing spot and coaching combo will matter a lot. His ceiling would be a low-end QB1 if everything clicks. His floor would be a backup or replacement level starter. I would take him here if you need more QB depth, value positional scarcity, are in a league with QB hoarders, or are playing the long-term dynasty or market. I would pivot here if you already have 2 to 3 strong QBs, are chasing elite upside only, or prefer dual threat profiles. Allar is a high leverage superflex asset with legitimate long-term starting QB upside, but without the rushing ceiling to become elite. At 311, I got Jamari Taylor, running back Virginia. He had 222 carries, 1,062 yards, 14 touchdowns, and he also had 43 receptions for 253 yards and 1 touchdown last season. Taylor runs with a low center of gravity and keeps feet churning through contact. His compact power and contact balance means he's built for zone and gap heavy short yardage work, and that is usually how day 3 running backs stick on rosters. He is not elite, but shows initial acceleration when lanes are clean. His decent burst through the hold means he can turn blocked 3-yard runs into 6 to 8 yard gains pretty easily, and this helps him keep on the field early down rotational radar. He is willing to take hits and finish runs. His physical runner mentality means coaches will trust him more in the short yardage, clock killing situations, and physical games. He generally follows blocking structures well and doesn't dance excessively in the backfield. His functional decision making means he has north-south reliability. He doesn't consistently generate long runs and has below average breakaway ability. His limited explosiveness caps his fantasy upside hard, and he will need volume and touchdowns to matter. He is not a true pass game weapon. His minimal receiving profile means his weekly floor will not have a PPR safety net. He does not have standout speed or an agility trait. His athletic ceiling is average, meaning he is replaceable physically, which hurts his longevity. As a projected late day 3 pick, he will have a short leash and will be easy to replace at running back with undrafted free agent or any time in the following draft as well. His ceiling outcome would be a RB3 or flex in an injury-driven role with 8 to 12 touches per game with a grinder type role. His floor would be a practice squad guy and waiver wire food. I would take him here if you have room on your taxi, like running back stashes over wide receiver stashes, or are chasing an injury upside role. I would pivot from him here if you are prioritizing receiving backs or explosive profiles. Taylor is a low upside early down depth running back whose fantasy relevancy depends entirely on injuries and depth chart chaos. And at 312, I got Adam Randall, running back Clemson. He had 168 carries, 814 yards, 10 touchdowns, and he also had 36 receptions for 254 yards and 3 touchdowns. Randall had a 9.4 RAS score, an elite size and explosive profile with legit long speed, 4.5 40 at over 230 pounds. His rare size and athletic comps to a Derrick Henry light frame and has a Cordell Patterson usage potential. He was a former wide receiver and has natural route feel. He's comfortable catching out of the backfield and can create mismatches versus linebackers and DBs. His receiving upside should be abusable as a converted wide receiver. He falls forward consistently and has good leg drive, a physical finisher. His contact finishing and downhill power means he's not a tackle breaking monster, but he's more of a finisher. He can function well inside zone, outside zone, and gadget roles. His scheme versatility will make coaches like him more snaps, more plays, more fantasy points. He graded poorly in vision, relies on design lanes, and doesn't consistently improvise. His vision and instincts are below average, which is the number one predictor of running back failure. He has build-up speed, not sudden, and has limited lateral agility and sharp cuts. His burst and short area quickness are mediocre, which could be a big problem for creating yards and earning volume. He has only played one season at running back after converting from wide receiver. Has poor anticipation and timing, and is still learning blocking schemes. He's extremely raw at running back, and this may delay playing time and trust from coaching staff. He has technique issues, and his recognition is still developing in the pass production department. His pass production is a real liability. It will kill third down usage early if he doesn't develop, even though he should be a great receiving back on third downs. His ceiling would be a low-end running back 2 with 8 to 12 touches a game and scheme touches. His floor would be like he never develops his vision, stuck on our running back, or stuck as a depth running back or special teamer, and is out of the league in 2 to 3 years. I would take him here if you want to take a bet on an athletic outlier, positional conversion upside, or a receiving role development. I would pivot here if you want a safer option, want a more clear role for running back, or you just don't have the patience for this guy. Randall is a classic traits over production gamble, but his rawness at the position and questionable vision will make him a low probability bet to ever become a reliable fantasy starter. Alright, I hope you guys liked my in-depth analysis on these 6. My current 307 to 312 in a SuperFlex Dynasty Rookie Draft format. NFL Draft, guys, in a few days, this Thursday. Let us lock in. Bother those bum league mates and probably try to capitalize on the NFL Draft to make trades or start combos, especially if your league is fairly inactive during the offseason. This is the time to pounce. The next time, will probably be right before your rookie drafts. If you're in those lean types of leagues, that are fairly inactive during the offseason. Even I'm in a few of them. It is what it is. Don't forget that daily dose of send that trade. Send it. Send it. That's it for today, though. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, rebuilds fade, dynasties reign.